Have you ever felt invisible to the one you love? They ignore your messages, your presence, even your heart. Yet, one day they cannot resist you. What changes? It is not them. It is the power within you that suddenly radiates, unstoppable and undeniable. Most people waste their lives seeking attention from others, chasing approval, begging to be seen. But the truth is, your outer world is a mirror of your inner state. When you awaken your inner power, when your confidence, clarity, and self-love become irresistible, the universe and the person you desire can no longer ignore you. Do you realize that every experience you have, every person who enters your life, every moment of love, admiration, or attention begins not outside of you, but inside of you? Your feelings, your assumptions, your inner state, they are the silent architects of your reality. The world is not random, and it does not act without reason. It mirrors back to you exactly what you hold within. So when you feel ignored, unseen, or unimportant, it is not because the world has rejected you, but because your inner state has not yet reflected the reality you desire. Now listen carefully. Your feeling is your power. It is not the words you speak, the gestures you make, or the lengths you go to impress someone that creates attraction. All of that is fleeting, temporary, and often meaningless. True power, the kind that makes someone stop, notice, and feel drawn to you, arises from the inner world. When you imagine, feel, and live as though you are already cherished, already loved, already desired, you plant a seed so potent that the universe cannot deny it. This seed grows invisibly at first, in the silence of your mind, in the richness of your imagination. It grows every time you close your eyes and allow yourself to truly feel what it would be like to be seen, wanted, and adored. Many people make the mistake of waiting for the outside world to give them proof. They wait for attention, affection, or acknowledgement before they allow themselves to feel worthy. But you must understand that it works the opposite way. The feeling comes first. The fulfillment comes first. The recognition, the love, the attraction, all flow naturally from the state you embody now. Do not wait for someone to change. Do not wait for circumstances to shift. The power is in your hands, in the way you feel, in the reality you cultivate internally. When you close your eyes and truly enter that feeling, when you see yourself being adored, being acknowledged, being loved deeply, you are not pretending. You are creating reality. Your consciousness is alive, it is fertile. Every image, every emotion, every sensation you dwell in matters. And the universe, in its perfect intelligence, responds with precision. It will match the reality you assume to exist. And it will bring into your experience people and circumstances that reflect that inner state. You are not powerless. You are not at the mercy of chance. You are the author of your life. And your feelings are the pen. So focus now on the feeling of fulfillment. Imagine the warmth of someone as gaze upon you, the joy of being desired, the satisfaction of being recognized for exactly who you are. Let it saturate your mind, let it flood your heart. Do not settle for thoughts of lack, doubt, or waiting. Instead, live in the richness of what you desire as though it is already yours. Speak to yourself in the language of certainty. I am loved. I am desired. I am enough. Repeat it. Feel it. Breathe it into every fiber of your being. As you do this consistently, your entire presence will shift. You will walk into a room differently. You will speak differently, move differently, even think differently. There will be a quiet magnetism about you, a force that draws others naturally. They will notice, they will respond, they will reflect back to you the love and desire that you first cultivated inside. And you will realize the truth that has been here all along. Nothing in the external world has power over you. Your inner state alone shapes your reality. And when your feeling is aligned with love, with desire, with fulfillment, the world has no choice but to answer. Your feeling is not just an emotion, it is creation itself. It is the invisible hand that sculpts your life. Every moment you dwell in the sensation of being wanted, of being loved, you are commanding the universe. The key is to feel it so fully that it cannot be denied, to live it so completely that reality bends naturally to mirror your inner world, and to trust that what you imagine and feel with total conviction will inevitably manifest before your eyes. When you understand that your inner feeling shapes reality, you begin to see why seeking approval from others is such a trap. Every time you look outward for validation, you scatter your energy. You dilute the force that could be magnetizing love and attention to you naturally. You ask for recognition, for acknowledgement, for permission to exist in someone else's eyes. And in doing so, you surrender the very power that could make you irresistible. The world cannot respond to what you do not claim for yourself. The first step is simple yet profound. Stop seeking approval. Stop fishing for compliments. Stop bending to expectations. Stop hoping that someone else's attention will make you feel worthy. That attention, that approval is fleeting. It is never enough. The moment you shift your focus inward, the moment you stop chasing the reflection and start cultivating the source, your energy transforms. You become complete in yourself, whole and independent. And it is in this state that others naturally gravitate toward you. You see, there is a magnetism in self-containment. There is a force in someone who is confident, joyful, and fully immersed in their own life. You do not need to prove yourself, to announce your worth, or to demand attention. Instead, your presence speaks with authority and certainty. The eyes, the hearts, the energy of others are drawn to the unspoken power because it is authentic. No performance, no effort, no external display can replicate it. It exists only in the person who feels fulfilled from within. Imagine yourself walking through life as someone who needs nothing from anyone else, someone who feels deeply and wholly satisfied in their own reality. Every glance, every conversation, every interaction becomes effortless. People notice your calm confidence, your unshakable peace, your inner joy. They feel it even if they cannot explain it. And without a word, without trying, without chasing, you are irresistible. You radiate exactly what you are cultivating internally. Understand this clearly. When you seek approval, you project a subtle message of lack. It is energy that the world perceives as need, and need repels. But when you turn inward, when your focus is on your own satisfaction, your own fulfillment, your own feeling of being loved and desired, you project completeness. Completeness attracts completeness. It calls to those who are aligned with that same energy. The love, attention, and admiration you once chased now seek you out naturally. Shift your consciousness from dependence on others to dependence on your inner reality. Celebrate yourself. Delight in the experience of being cherished by your own mind first. When you stop fishing for reactions, your energy becomes heavier, more concentrated, more compelling. It is no longer scattered into trying to get approval, but instead it pulses outward like a beacon, drawing everything that aligns with your inner state toward you effortlessly. Every person who has ever been irresistibly attractive, every soul that drew others without trying, knew this secret. They lived in the fullness of themselves, and that fullness created the reflection in others. They did not ask to be noticed. They did not beg for acknowledgement. Their reality was the result of their inner alignment, their refusal to seek approval, their mastery of the state of self-contained satisfaction. So, the next time you feel the urge to chase attention, to seek validation, remember that true power lies not in them, but in you. The moment you stop needing, the moment you stop chasing, the moment you cultivate a self-sufficient, joyous, confident state within, your presence becomes magnetic. It calls to the world, not through effort, but through the undeniable authority of your inner reality. And in that state, love, admiration, and attention flow naturally to you, without struggle, without persuasion, without compromise. When you have mastered the art of self-contained confidence, when you no longer chase and no longer seek approval, the next step is to live as if you are already seen, as if your desires have already manifested. It is not enough to simply imagine. You must embody the reality you wish to experience. The universe does not recognize hesitation or half-hearted beliefs. It responds only to what is fully assumed as real in your mind and heart. When you act as though love, attention, and admiration are already flowing toward you, your entire presence shifts. You carry yourself differently, you move differently, and the world around you begins to mirror that inner certainty. Feel it deeply. See yourself in the moments you desire, being noticed, being appreciated, being adored. Don't wait for someone to finally recognize you, because recognition always follows your inner assumption. The person you desire, the connection you long for, is not persuaded by external efforts. They respond to your inner reality. The eyes, the hearts, the energy of others are drawn not to what you say you want, but to the unmistakable aura of fulfillment you radiate when you already believe it is yours. Acting as if is not pretending. It is not wishful thinking or fantasy. It is the most real thing you can do, because it aligns your consciousness with the reality you intend to experience. Every smile you imagine receiving, every glance of admiration you feel in your mind, every moment of love you dwell in internally, creates ripples in the invisible world. And those ripples inevitably find expression in your outer world. Notice how effortless this becomes once you stop focusing on lack. When you no longer wait for signs, messages, or gestures, when you no longer measure your worth against someone else. As attention, you enter a state of complete assumption. You live as if your desires are already fulfilled. You carry yourself with a quiet certainty, an unshakable calm, and a subtle magnetism that others cannot ignore. They feel the completeness within you, even if they cannot articulate it. And it is that feeling, the undeniable presence already having, that compels notice, compels attraction, compels love. Let your imagination lead the way. Close your eyes and dwell in the experiences you crave. Imagine conversations, laughter, warmth, connection, and admiration as though they are happening now. Feel the joy of being acknowledged, of being desired, of being seen in your entirety. Do not rush. Linger in that state. The longer you dwell there, the more real it becomes, the more tangible it feels, and the more the outer world must conform to it. Reality is not stubborn. It bends to the consciousness you inhabit. As you live in this assumption, you will notice subtle changes immediately. Your posture, your tone, your energy, all of it begins to reflect the inner reality you have adopted. People respond not because you ask or demand it, but because you are already the person you wish to be. Your aura becomes irresistible because it is grounded in truth. The truth that your heart knows you are already loved, already admired, already recognized. Do not underestimate the power of this practice. Every moment spent feeling fulfilled, every thought aligned with the state of already having, strengthens the invisible threads that connect you to your desires. Your life begins to move in harmony with your inner assumption. Opportunities, attention, affection, and admiration are drawn to you effortlessly because you have assumed the state as real. You have become the living embodiment of your own wish fulfilled. This is the way of creation. This is the way to make yourself irresistible. This is how you step out of chasing, out of need, out of longing, and into a space of pure manifestation. You are not waiting anymore. You are not hoping. You are living, breathing, and feeling the reality you wish to experience, and the world cannot help but respond. The state you assume, the life you feel as already yours, is strengthened and multiplied by the power of your imagination. It is not a mere pastime or idle daydream. Your imagination is sacred. the gateway through which the invisible becomes visible, the unreal becomes real, and the unseen is made tangible. Everything you experience in your outer world begins here, in the vivid, living scenes you create within your mind. The person you desire, the attention you crave, the love you long for, they all respond to what your consciousness entertains as real. Close your eyes, see them before you. Notice the curve of their smile, the warmth in their eyes when they speak your name, the gentle way they reach out to you. Feel it fully. Let the sensation of their presence fill every part of your being. Do not just think about it, live it in your imagination as though it is happening right now. Your mind cannot distinguish between the vivid imagined scene and physical reality. It responds to the feeling, not the setting. And it is this feeling that commands reality to rearrange itself. Many people treat imagination lightly, as though it is a toy or a trivial escape from the world. But this is the very tool of creation. Every relationship, every connection, every act of love begins here. If you imagine with consistency, with depth, with the full force of your attention and emotion, you are sending a signal so strong that the universe and the person you desire cannot resist it. The scenes you imagine are already planted seeds. They grow silently, invisibly, until they manifest in the physical world. Do not limit yourself to mere fleeting thoughts. Immerse yourself completely in the experience. Hear the tone of their voice, smell the air around you, sense the electricity in their touch. Feel your heart swell with joy and recognition as though this connection is happening right now. That feeling, that certainty, is the core of manifestation. When you linger in it, when you repeat it, when you allow it to saturate your consciousness, it becomes irresistible. People are drawn to what is alive within you, not what is absent. The imagination is not a playground for doubt, it is a sanctuary for creation. The more real it feels, the stronger its power. Do not visualize as if it is distant or uncertain. Enter the scene as though you are already living in it. You do not wait for evidence outside to validate what you hold inside. The outer world is nothing more than a reflection, a mirror of the inner life. The person you imagine, the connection you desire, responds naturally because you have already enacted it in your mind. Every detail matters. The small gestures, the shared laughter, the look in their eyes, they are all pieces of the feeling. The more you saturate your consciousness with these vivid, emotional experiences, the more your inner state aligns with fulfillment. Alignment is irresistible. It is the quiet power that pulls others toward you without effort. It is not manipulation, it is authenticity. It is the truth of your desire reflected in the undeniable force of your imagination. Do this consistently. Make it a daily practice, a sacred ritual. Each time you close your eyes and imagine, you are planting seeds of reality, strengthening the magnetic force of your presence. You are no longer waiting for love, attention, or recognition to arrive from the outside. You are calling it forth from within, and the world, in perfect timing, must obey. Your imagination is the workshop, your feeling is the hammer, and the world is the material being shaped in your hands. As you invest in your imagination, as you live fully in the feeling of your desires already fulfilled, another truth becomes undeniable. Your inner power outshines all effort. When you are rooted in self-love, when clarity defines your thoughts, when confidence radiates from your every action, you no longer need to chase, persuade, or strive. You no longer need to force attention or beg for recognition, because your presence alone speaks louder than words, louder than gestures, louder than anything external could ever accomplish. Effort in its desperate form is weak energy. It scatters, it depletes, it signals lack. But inner power, cultivated in stillness, in belief, in the certainty of already having, is magnetic. It draws, it pulls, it commands attention without demanding it. People are naturally attracted to those who are whole, complete, and unshakably confident in themselves. The moment you embody this state, the world responds as if compelled by an invisible force. You are no longer pleading to be noticed. You are being seen because you exist fully, vibrantly, authentically. Consider this. Every glance, every smile, every gesture of admiration you have ever longed for comes not from action, but from the state you hold within. Your energy, your feeling, your sense of self is the only true communication. Texts can be ignored. Words can be misunderstood. Effort can be dismissed. But a mind and heart aligned with certainty, joy, and power cannot be overlooked. It announces itself silently, irresistibly, without uttering a single word. Do not underestimate the simplicity of this principle. It is not complicated, nor does it require grand gestures. The ordinary actions of someone radiating inner strength carry a weight that effort alone could never produce. Your posture, your tone, the calm certainty in your gaze, all of it speaks volumes. When you know your worth and feel your desires fulfilled internally, you carry an aura of inevitability, a presence that draws others naturally. You no longer labor under the illusion that you must earn attention, love, or admiration externally. The secret is consistent alignment. Cultivate your inner power daily. Love yourself without reservation. Speak to your own heart with words of affirmation, with certainty, with gratitude for the love and connection you already imagine is real. Your confidence is not arrogance. It is recognition of the divine law that your feeling determines reality. As you reinforce this daily, your energy grows, your magnetism strengthens, and your life begins to move in harmony with the state you embody. Even when the world seems indifferent, when others appear distracted or unresponsive, your inner power does not falter. It does not beg. It does not weaken. It radiates unshakable, knowing that attention, recognition, and love are inevitable reflections of the reality you assume. Others cannot resist it, because the law responds only to your inner certainty, your unwavering feeling, your self-contained magnetism. Observe how effortless this becomes over time. The more you live in alignment with your inner state, the less you need to act outwardly to get results. People are drawn to you naturally, your relationships flourish, and your desires manifest without struggle. It is not manipulation, nor is it luck. It is the unavoidable consequence of living in the undeniable truth of your own power. There is a quiet authority in someone who does not need to chase, a profound attractiveness in someone who is fully satisfied with it. When your inner power grows, it becomes the unspoken command that shapes your life. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstance, of others, attention, or of external conditions. Your energy alone dictates the reality you experience. And everything else, love, connection, admiration, arrives to reflect the state you carry within. Even when your inner power radiates effortlessly, there is a quiet force that must accompany it: patience. So many people misunderstand the law of manifestation, believing that desire alone is enough, that imagining, feeling, and aligning should produce instant results. But the truth is, manifestation requires stillness, a surrender to timing, and an unwavering trust in the process. Love, attention, admiration, these do not rush to meet a desperate mind. They ripen like fruit on the tree, in their own divine season, perfect, inevitable, and exactly as imagined. You must learn to inhabit your feeling fully, and then step aside with confidence, knowing that the outer world is adjusting itself in perfect harmony with your inner state. The person who ignores you today is not rejecting you forever. The circumstances that seem stagnant, the energy that seems unresponsive, are all part of a process you cannot yet see. But your feeling, your unwavering assumption is already shaping what will manifest tomorrow. Do not force, do not chase, do not grow restless. Your patience is not weakness, it is the acknowledgement that creation moves in accordance with the consciousness you maintain. Notice how nature works. The seed does not demand sunlight, the fruit does not rush the ripening, and the river does not force its flow. Everything progresses according to its own divine law. And so it is with your desires. When you feel love, confidence, and fulfillment within, the outer world aligns naturally, but it does so in its perfect timing. When you resist this rhythm, when you grow impatient or doubt, you fracture your energy, and the manifestation slows. But when you remain steady, fully immersed in the feeling of already having, the unseen begins to unfold into the visible. The ignored slowly turns into the drawn to, the unseen into the admired, without effort, without struggle. Patience also strengthens your belief. Every moment you hold your state without forcing reinforces the inner certainty that what you imagine is already real. You are training your mind and heart to dwell in the reality you desire, uninterrupted by external appearances. Others may act unaware, indifferent, or even contrary to your wishes, but their behavior is never the measure of reality. The measure of reality is the state you inhabit. And in that state, nothing is lacking. The love you seek is already yours internally, and the outer world will reflect it in perfect timing. Trust is the companion of patience. Trust that every feeling you cultivate, every scene you imagine, every vibration you hold is planting the seeds of inevitable attraction and connection. Do not doubt the unseen. Do not question the silent workings of your imagination. They are already moving mountains in the invisible, orchestrating events, emotions, and encounters in alignment with your feeling. What appears delayed is only a testament to the precision of divine timing. It is being made perfect for your experience. Learn to delight in the process, to enjoy the feeling now without impatience. Feel the love, the attention, the admiration as if it is already present, and allow the outer world to catch up. There is a magic in this surrender, a power in trusting fully, a magnetism in someone who does not demand or push, but radiates certainty and joy. Your patience is a signal to the universe. You are aligned, ready, and deserving, and therefore the fulfillment you imagine cannot be withheld. So continue to live in your inner state, to feel what you desire fully, and to trust the perfect timing of manifestation. The love you imagine, the attention you deserve, and the admiration you seek are not lost. They are quietly, inevitably approaching, and the world will soon reflect the reality you have been dwelling in all along. All the lessons, all the inner work, all the imagining and feeling lead to one profound truth. You are the prize, not the chase. For too long, people expend their energy seeking validation, seeking love, seeking attention from others as though their worth depends on it. They pour their power outward, scattering it in hopes that someone else will see, recognize, or approve of them. But the moment you understand that your value is inherent, complete, and self-contained, everything changes. You no longer need to chase. You no longer need to prove yourself. You no longer need to beg for love. When you embody worthiness, when you truly love yourself without reservation, the universe responds naturally. It mirrors back the energy you hold. Confidence is irresistible. Self-love is magnetic. Joy that flows from your own heart cannot be ignored. The people you desire, the connections you imagine, are drawn not to your effort, not to your pleading, but to the unmistakable aura of someone who knows their value and refuses to settle for less. This is not arrogance. It is clarity. It is certainty. It is the state of someone who no longer asks, because they know that what is theirs will come. Think of it in this way. When you chase, you signal need, lack, and incompleteness. That energy repels. But when you live as the prize, fully satisfied, fully aware of your power and your beauty, the energy shifts. Others are drawn naturally, effortlessly. They feel the presence of someone who is whole, and they are compelled to respond. You become irresistible not because you act in any specific way, but because your energy, your state of being, radiates from within. The law always responds to consciousness, and the consciousness of worth, love, and fulfillment demands a reflection in the outer world. You have practiced imagining, you have cultivated feelings, you have aligned with your desires, and you have allowed patience to guide the process. Now, the final refinement is knowing your own prize. Stop measuring your value by the attention of another. Stop giving your energy away to prove yourself worthy. Instead, invest fully in yourself. Love yourself without hesitation. Celebrate your own mind, your own heart, your own presence. When you do, others are naturally compelled to mirror that love, to reflect back the admiration, the connection, the attention that you hold internally. There is a subtle shift that occurs. when you live this way. You walk into a room differently. You speak differently. You exist differently. Your energy precedes you. It announces to the world, I am complete, I am desirable, I am loved. And the universe, which mirrors every inner state, ensures that what is aligned with your feeling must appear before you. You are no longer chasing because the outer world is now chasing you. Drawn to the completeness you embody. Understand the power of this realization. It liberates you from struggle, from effort, from worry, and from doubt. It allows love, connection, and admiration to arrive naturally, effortlessly, in perfect harmony with your inner state. You are not at the mercy of circumstance or another person's actions. You are the prize, the source, the creator of the energy that shapes your reality. Every interaction, every glance, every smile you receive is a reflection of the truth you hold inside, that you are worthy, whole, and magnetic. So, hold this certainty now. Feel it deep in your heart. Let your self-love, your confidence, and your inner fulfillment radiate outward. The world cannot ignore it. The person you desire cannot resist it. Attention, admiration, and love flow to you naturally, not because you demand them, but because you embody the reality that they are already yours. You are no longer chasing. You are no longer begging. You are the prize, and the universe bows to the energy you hold within. Stop giving your energy to chasing. Stop begging to be seen. Instead, awaken your inner power, feel your desires fulfilled, and watch how the world and the person you love can no longer ignore you. Your reality is waiting for the you who already knows their worth.